Here's a question that just got a $4 billion answer. Is Mojo actually better than CUDA? On one side, Nvidia's CUDA, the software that has quietly run almost all of artificial intelligence for nearly 2 decades. On the other, Mojo, a brand new language that claims it can finally replace it. And on June 24th, 2026, Qualcomm stopped watching and made its move. It's acquiring Modular, the company behind Mojo, for around $3.9 billion entirely in stock. That is an enormous price for a programming language almost nobody outside AI infrastructure had even heard of. But understand this, it was never really about a language. This is an attack aimed at the single most valuable moat in all of technology. Because the company sitting in the crosshairs is, right now, worth $4.6 trillion. And here's what most people get wrong about Nvidia. Its real moat was never the chips themselves. It's CUDA, the software layer on top, and the 7.5 million developers who are now locked inside it. Because CUDA has one unbreakable rule. It runs only on Nvidia hardware. Want to use an AMD card, an Intel accelerator, a Qualcomm chip? You simply can't. Your code is welded to one company's silicon forever, and that rule creates a painful split. You prototype your model in Python because Python is easy. Then you rewrite all the fast parts in C++ and CUDA because Python is slow. 2 languages, 2 teams, and a giant wall sitting in the middle of every AI project. Mojo's entire pitch is to delete that wall. 1 language, 1 file. Python's simplicity sitting on top, bare metal performance underneath, the same code all the way from your research notebook down to the raw GPU. And the headline number is genuinely wild. Mojo, up to 35,000 times faster than Python. But hold on, keep your skepticism. That's measured against naive, single-threaded Python, and only after a long hand-tuning marathon. We'll do the honest math in a minute. So who is actually making this bet? This man, Chris Lattner. You may never have heard the name, but you've used his work every single day. He built LLVM. He built Clang. He built Apple's Swift and Google's MLIR, the plumbing beneath modern computing. And the real weapon isn't Mojo by itself. It's Max, Modular's engine that takes one single container of code and runs it, completely unchanged, on Nvidia, on AMD, and on Apple chips. No CUDA anywhere. That is the actual threat to Nvidia. To understand why that's dangerous, rewind to 2007. That's the year Nvidia shipped CUDA, nearly 20 years ago. While the rest of the industry saw a graphics card for gaming, Nvidia quietly turned that same chip into a supercomputer you could actually program. And then they spent 18 relentless years building on top of it. cuBLAS for linear algebra, cuDNN for deep learning, CutLAS, TensorET, and thousands of hand-tuned kernels that simply work out of the box. It became a mountain no rival has managed to climb. As one industry analyst put it bluntly, Nvidia's real moat has never been the GPUs, it's CUDA, and the sheer rewrite cost that keeps your workloads pinned to their hardware. In other words, the lock-in isn't a side effect, the lock-in is the product. And the numbers prove the strategy works. $4.6 trillion in market value, roughly 86% of all data center AI chips, 7.5 million developers who now think natively in CUDA. That right there is the wall everyone is trying to climb. And plenty have tried to tear it down. AMD's ROCm, OpenAI's Triton, Intel's oneAPI, Google's XLA, OpenCL, SYCL, real engineering, serious money, years of effort, and not one of them has truly broken Nvidia's grip on the market. So what actually makes Mojo different from all of them? Mojo is a member of the Python family. Your existing Python code is very nearly valid Mojo, but it has the raw performance of C++ or Rust built directly into the language itself. Remember that wall between Python and C++? Engineers call it the two-language problem, and it has taxed AI development for over a decade. Easy but slow on one side, fast but brutal on the other. Mojo's core bet is simple. You should never have to choose between them. In Mojo, you start with ordinary Python. Then, only where the code is hot, you add static types, you add SIMD vector instructions, you reach straight for the GPU, line by line, in the very same file. No rewrite, no porting, no second language. And the real secret is MLIR, the compiler technology Lattner himself created back at Google. It lets a single Mojo program target ordinary CPUs, Nvidia GPUs, AMD GPUs, Google's TPUs, and custom chips, all compiled from one identical source file. Under the hood, Mojo borrows the best ideas in computing, an ownership model for memory safety, much like Rust, first-class vectorization for speed, and compile-time metaprogramming, meaning the language can specialize and tune itself to whatever hardware it's about to run on. Now the honest performance truth, because this matters. Yes, against naive Python, the fully tuned demo hits tens of thousands of times faster. But against the optimized NumPy that engineers actually use, independent tests show handwritten Mojo matrix code running several times slower. The headline figures are best case, not typical, and Mojo is still young. As of June 2026, it sits at version 1.0 beta 2. The standard library went open source back in 2024. The compiler itself is only promised to follow later this year. Deeply promising, but very much still under construction. But here's the part that should genuinely worry Nvidia. Mojo is just the language. Max is the actual product, a complete AI serving engine that compiles your model and speaks the exact same API as OpenAI, so it drops straight into the stack you already run today. And Max does precisely the thing CUDA forbids. The exact same container, running the exact same code, executes on Nvidia, on AMD, and on Apple Silicon, with literally zero changes. Suddenly the hardware becomes a choice you make, not a cage you're trapped in. Modular's own benchmarks are loud and specific. Nearly 3,900 tokens per second on a single A100, up to 53% more prefill throughput than VLLM on AMD's MI300X. They're vendor numbers, sure, but the portability behind them is real and independently measured. And that one capability flips the entire economic equation. If the same software runs everywhere, you simply buy whichever chip is cheapest, fastest, or just actually in stock. The CUDA lock quietly snaps open. And that, exactly that, is what Qualcomm just paid $4 billion for. Which brings us right back to Chris Lattner, because his track record is the real asset in this deal. LLVM in 2000, then Clang, then Swift at Apple in 2014, then MLIR at Google in 2018, and now Mojo and Modular. Now look at that line one more time. This is the person who built the compiler foundations that the entire technology industry quietly runs on, and Mojo is built on MLIR, the very infrastructure he designed. He isn't guessing here, he has done exactly this several times before, and he didn't do it alone. He co-founded Modular with Tim Davis, who helped build TensorFlow Lite and Google's XLA compiler. Between the two of them, they've shipped the AI compiler stacks that power the field. This is the team that knows precisely where every body is buried. So why Qualcomm? Isn't that just a phone chip company? Not anymore. Qualcomm is aggressively storming the data center. It has announced the AI 200 inference card for 2026, carrying a massive 768 gigabytes of memory, with the AI 250 following in 2027. But powerful chips with no software are just dead silicon, and you can ask literally everyone who has ever lost to CUDA. Qualcomm already had the hardware, from tiny edge NPUs all the way up to data center racks. What it badly lacked was the software layer. Modular is that missing layer. And the stakes here are genuinely enormous. Qualcomm is now targeting more than $15 billion in data center revenue by 2029, up from essentially nothing today, and it has already signed Meta as an anchor customer for its new server chips. Put all the pieces together and the strategy snaps into focus. Nvidia sells you a vertical stack. Their chip, their software, their rules, top to bottom. Qualcomm and Modular are betting hard on the exact opposite, an open, horizontal layer that runs on absolutely anyone's silicon. So, is Mojo actually better than CUDA? Let's be honest, and let's actually score it. Raw performance on a single Nvidia GPU today, CUDA clearly wins. Ecosystem, libraries, and maturity, CUDA by a country mile. But portability and freedom from vendor lock-in, that one goes decisively to Mojo and Max, which means the honest answer is this. No, Mojo is not faster than CUDA today, but raw speed was never really the pitch. The pitch is choice. the ability to finally stop being welded to one single vendor's hardware. And that is a completely different and much bigger fight. So does it genuinely threaten Nvidia? Not tomorrow, no. 7.5 million developers and 19 years of battle-tested libraries do not just evaporate overnight. But every moat in history eventually gets attacked, and when the prize is worth $4.5 trillion, the attackers show up with $4 billion to spend. So remember just four numbers from all of this. 3.9 billion, what Qualcomm actually paid. 2007, CUDA's enormous head start. 7.5 million, the developers currently locked in. And 1, the number of languages Mojo wants you to ever need again. So, is Mojo the future? Honestly, maybe not quite yet. But for the first time in nearly 20 years, Nvidia's moat has a serious, credible challenger with real money and a real legend behind it. And that alone genuinely changes the game. If this breakdown helped you understand the fight, subscribe to Cloud Codes, and I'll see you in the next one.